Now it's time to create your first table and insert some data into your CrateDB cluster. Let's get started. Here I'm using the Cloud Console. So with my cloud database, I've selected Console over here on the left. And this is an interface that allows us to enter SQL commands similar to the Crash CLI. We could also do these commands in the Crash CLI, but I wanted to show you the console in this video. If you're working with Docker, you'll see a slightly different interface. So you'll go to localhost port 4200, and you'll click on this symbol over here, which is the console. From here, the process is identical. You just enter the SQL commands that I'm going to show in the cloud. So first thing we need to do is create a table. I've got some SQL in the clipboard, so I'm going to go ahead and paste that. And you'll see we're creating a table here called taxis. It has some fields that describe vehicles that are taxis in the city of Chicago. We're going to give them an ID, a status field, a make, model, and model year, some information about the vehicle itself, what color it is, what fuel it takes, whether it's wheelchair accessible, etc. So if I press execute here, that will go ahead and create the table, and we can see that's happened. And here in the doc schema, we now have a table called taxis, and we can look at its information. So what we need to do next is go ahead and load up some data into our table, because there's currently nothing there. One of the ways that CrateDB allows us to load data is by copying it in from URLs. So we've got a URL that represents a CSV file that contains data for our Chicago taxi data set. And we can see that here. The link for this will be in your work.